Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Free Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me today. Okay, today's episode is about narcissists' secret signs and signalling. Kind of sounds like spy, the kind of stuff you'd expect to hear in the context of spies and secret agents. But trust me when I say narc communication is never about what it is supposed to be about. That makes sense. So essentially what I'm saying is there are always kind of mixed layers of communication. In fact, one of the terms that I am hearing a bit lately is the term dog whistling, and I think that's a really, really good way of looking at a lot of narc communication. So what dog whistling is essentially is, for example, a person who has a YouTube channel who is speaking to a broad audience, but some of what they're saying is directed to one person in particular. And when that one person hears what they're saying, they will know that the message is for them. However, if you asked the group what the communication was about, they wouldn't see it as being targeted. Henceforth, the term dog whistle. The only person that hears it is the dog. Not the person's a dog, but you know what I'm saying. In a dog whistle, dogs hear it, no one else hears it. So narcissists are a little bit like that with their communication kind of across the board. I've written down four things that I think that the narcissist kind of tools that they use or techniques that they use when they're speaking to you. So, for example, a lot of us get confused when we get text messages from them and we read and they're saying you this and you that and blah blah blah, and it's always about us and what we've done wrong and how they feel about us, etc. Now, one of the key things that narcissists do is projection. Okay, so essentially what they do is they take anything that feels bad, anything that they don't like about themselves, and put it out onto an external source. And then they can hate that external source. And in their mind, it kind of removes them then from those traits or that personality type that they're trying to avoid within themselves. So one of the ways that you can 100%, I guarantee you this, understand how a narc is thinking and how they're feeling about themselves is when you get a text message from them or a letter or a phone call, but it's hard to do in person on the phone. But if you have a recorded message, right, and you have the time and space to actually stop and decipher the code, it is amazing how accurate this is. So what I'm going to get you to do with your text messages is swap out the word you. So every time they're referring to you, as in you, swap that word out for either their name or I, referring to them. So when they say, I hate you, what they're actually thinking is you hate me. When they're saying, you're a liar and the most untrustworthy person I've ever met, what they're saying is, I'm a liar and the most untrustworthy person you have ever met. And as I said, I'm not joking. I promise and guarantee you this. Try it. Everything I'm saying is correct. All of their communications are just projections, and as I said, of parts of themselves that they hate. So they're putting it out on us because they want to hate on us so badly when you've got no contact in particular. Okay, so read the messages. Okay, have a good read. Swap the eyes for you, and then you understand what's going on in their brain. Okay, another thing is you need to pay attention to the words that they're using. So, for example, if you were to see a narcissist on a dating site, here's a really good kind of example. On the dating site, they will say things like, I am the most trustworthy person you will ever meet. I'm a genuine man. Blah, 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 blah. I can't even make myself say it. It's just so ridiculous. Okay, so now what you need to do is literally just swap the words out. So basically they've been told they are disingenuous. They've been told that they've been told they're not trustworthy. So, because these things stick in their head, right? So when people say that to them, they remember, oh, people think that I'm untrustworthy, right? So the next time around, the next person that they meet, they are already working on overcoming that. So they'll be telling you exactly what the last person said to them. If you listen, it's there. So if the last victim of theirs said that they were untrustworthy, said that they lied and cheated, I guarantee you they'll be writing in their profile that they are the most honest person, that they are a one-woman man, and they always, always, always tell the truth, even when, they suffer the consequences for being so honest. I'm so brutally honest. I kid you not, people. Please check this. I don't make this stuff up, right? This is, I come up with these things from the last 3 years now, plus maybe about a half a year before that. So 3.5 years of research and study, plus, I have really good insights because I think about this stuff, because I need to understand. I need to understand how the hell that whole thing happened to me, of all people in the world. I can understand it happening to some people because some people are a little bit ditzy. I mean, I am ditzy, yeah, but I'm also pretty smart. So if I can understand how that happened to me, then I have some really good insights to share. So, on to the next one. What they say about other people is code, okay? And they're using it for 2 reasons, mainly. I mean, there's always others, but the main 2 that I've come up with is this. So when they're talking to you about another person, say at work, and they're saying, she's such a stupid bitch, I can't stand it when she does this, that, and what have you. They're either using it for training purposes or to confuse and gaslight you. So it's either that they are saying, that she does certain things that you also just happen to do, but he's talking about her, not you. So you're like, oh, he's not actually saying it to me, but yeah, he is saying it to you. They just don't want to ever come out and actually say things directly to you. So he's using it as a triangulation. So it's a triangulation tool as well, to kind of confuse you about, why is that person talking to so-and-so? Why are they talking about that stuff, with so-and-so? And this kind of, it works. I got to tell you, it works because, if you're having marital problems, for example, and then your husband is telling you that, or that the women at work think that, that you're too hard on him and that you should appreciate what you've got, right? Now you're thinking, why is he talking to the women at work about our marital problems, right? And that is triangulation at its very best, darlings. It's so subtle, and yet it works so well. Highly manipulative. And the confuse and gaslight you, as I said, they may be talking about people, saying how much they dislike a certain person, and they're doing it to send you off on a wild goose chase, to also check. They're also checking. This is the third thing with narc communication. They're always checking your reactions to things. So, for example, if they're eyeing off new supply and they're a little bit unsure that maybe you've cottoned onto them, maybe you're starting to pay attention and realize that, something's happening right under your nose. So they'll say things, I don't know, maybe they'll say, that, she's really, I don't know, dumb and naive and, has never worked a day in her life, or just something, he'll say something about the new supply that they're grooming, just to see what your reaction is, to see whether or not you believe that he actually believes that. Because if he can say that stuff about her and you go, oh yeah, and you're obviously believing it, then he can rest assured that his facade is working, he's keeping up the act well, that you haven't actually clued onto the fact that he's grooming new supply. So if he's putting down other people, that, as I said, is it's a sure sign that it's being used for training purposes, i.e. teaching you how to act. Okay, if you don't act like that person, then you won't get called a dumb bitch or whatever. whatever delightful and choice language he's using, or triangulation, or to confuse and gaslight. So yeah, they're my top reasons, top kind of tips into the signs and signals that you can interpret from narc communication. But the biggest one, as I said, is the first one. Swap out I for the word you, or you for the word I, in all of their communications, and you'll get a really good insight into what they're thinking, what they're planning, what they're actually on about. That brings me one more point, actually. Listen to the words they're saying, because it will tell you what they're thinking about and what they're avoiding talking about. That's the other thing. Or you could also go the other route, and that is just go no contact and ignore everything, because it's such head fucking who needs it. That's probably my preferred option, if I'm honest. However, for those of you who still communicate with them and feel like you're going a little bit batshit crazy at times, listen to this advice, okay? I say it because I know it. And, if you know this stuff, it will help you. At least, if you have to deal with them, it'll help you. All right, lovelies, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you not tomorrow, but the day after. Bye.